Alright, boys and girls, we're back after a while. I've been busy with work and farming and all that. So we're finally back to working on stuff after it's been a month or two, I think. Not sure. Work gets you some days. But I had today off from down at the shop, and because I went back to working 10-hour days, then farming at night. So we're finally back, and this old girl, the old Yanmar Pabst tractor, needs oil changed on it. It's been for 2 or 3 years since I done the oil change on it, but it don't get ran every day, so it's fine. So I already got the plug pulled out of the bottom of the oil pan and got it to drain. Looks nice and black, and I got the old filter pulled off. New filter's ready to go on. And I just got this cleaned up. So we're going to get the new filter on, put the drain plug back in because it's slowly still dripping. A drop here and there. So we're going to do that. Get the new filter put on. I already checked to make sure it's going to work because it's a different brand filter. So we're going to get this filter put on. And then we're going to get oil put in it. And maybe I'll fire it up tonight. Let the oil fill through. That's on the maybe plan because shop's up at Dad's house right now, and him and my brother are still sleeping. Well, they're sleeping, I think. I was out doing other work tonight, so I left here. They were awake this evening, and I came back at 10 o'clock, and all the lights were turned out in the house, so I think they're sleeping. But the Yanmar's been sitting up at my house at the farm. So me and my buddy went and picked it up last night, brought it back to the shop because I had some cleanup work to do around my dad's house at the farm. The fun joys of when you have two different locations of where your shops are. So we're going to get to work on this. Try to find a good spot for you all to sit in. Watch me do this. Hopefully, maybe. If you try to put my phone in a good spot, there's really no good spot to put this in. So you can watch me. This filter on. See what stay right there. Yep. We'll put it back here. Maybe. This shop's a mess. I haven't been able to be down here to work on stuff. Where's a good spot? Right there, I guess. This out of the way. So, filter's put on. Should work. Not the brand that we usually put on. What we usually put on is this Ram filter, where the brand is. But I went up to Riley's parts dealer, where I usually go to get all my parts for any of my tractors or any of my vehicles, because I got a couple buddies that work up there, and they usually get my parts that I need for vehicles and get any fluids and that stuff for me. So this ain't the normal filter we usually put on. This what we usually put on, and they didn't have these filters. They don't carry this brand, but we crossed the numbers and all that, and the filter I put on, it's the same numbers and all that. It's just different brand, but I was between paychecks, so I had to get the cheaper filter, but that filter was the cheapest thing I bought when I made that trip up, because I bought the filter, the oil, and I had some parts I had to get from O'Reilly's, fix a couple vehicles. And so now that the filter's put on, let's get oil put in it. And on these ones, the way it's set up, the oil filler is right on top. So I'm going to get it set up, and we're going to fill this thing. Cool. First, we're going to put the plug back in. I forgot about it and just remembered that it needs done. So let's get the plug back in. And all it just is a plug. It's just one bolt. So let's see if I can get you at a good angle to watch me put this plug in. So when you put the plug in, always make sure that where it goes in, nice and clean, same as the filter. So that's cleaned up. I'm gonna put the plug in. My fingers want to work. Fun and joys when you mess all the nerves up in your finger from an accident. And this bolt is a 19 millimeter. Snug it up. You don't want it to be loose, and you don't want it to be major tight. So when you gotta do it again. But you definitely don't want to be loose, so that way it don't come undone and shoot all the oil up and lock your engine up. Because jobs like that sucks. I've had fixed cars that's happened to. It pretty much was my brother's car did that, and that wasn't a fun job. So we got that put on, snugged up. And when you do the filter, you do it hand tight. So you don't want to crank it really tight down. There's still a rubber seal that needs a seal, so you don't want to crank it really tight. And I think this filter's going to work. I think so. I don't know what we're using it last. Probably for my brother when he did his oil change the other night. So we're going to clean this filter up real quick, because diesel oil is way different than what a gasoline engine is. The oil mixture is way thicker and is mixed different than what normal gas engines have. So we're going to get, after I get this cleaned up, you know, form this, and you don't clean any junk up around. You just toss it around. Help you find when you need it next. So let's get this put in. See how much I can spill out of this. Alright, that's done. Then all we gotta do, clean the cap up a little bit. And put the cap back on. Then the oil I'm running in this is heavy duty diesel 15W40. So there you have it. There's an oil change done on the tractor. I guess we'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching.